Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sorry that it cut out there for a second. To race 18 of the Universal iRacing Series Jones Racing Setups Contender Series. At the moment, they are qualifying, and Zachary Trevino. Shut up! The stream's rolling. All right, I'm getting rid of the voice chat. Sorry. Okay. So now that that's gone, let's get all this back rolling. Yeah, Trevino top of the board in qualifying. So, actually some blistering pace from Zachary here today. Honestly, he's on the bottom barrel. He probably won't make it into the final four. But we're ready to see some, I would say, good racing. It's Phoenix. It's tough. It's hard. It's a crazy track, honestly. It's one of the most unique tracks on the schedule. But yeah, we're getting ready to go see some Phoenix racing. And just got to wait for Zachary Trevino to get on the grid here. Here he is. Trevino, I think he's currently either 7th or 8th in points, so he will, and I think he's 39 points below the cut, so he will not transfer into the next round no matter what. There's no shot. But your points leader, Trenton Wilken, he is starting towards the back in P14, but Trenton Wilken has a very good chance of transferring through tonight. And making it one of his starts back right now. He qualified second, Gavin Austin. He hasn't been in the league in a little bit. Last time he did a race was at Michigan here with the Contender Series because, well, they didn't trust him because he made an oopsie or, had some form of, I don't know what to call it. It was just not a good situation. He got kicked from the server due to some actions of a fellow driver rigging a race, and it's all resolved now. So he is back joining us here in the Universal iRacing Series. So we're gonna have a good time as everyone's gridding up. Not too much time left to grid. Gavin Austin joining on the grid. Nicholas Martinez Jr. very strong in the Jones Racing Series, or Jones Racing Setups Contender Series at the moment. Doing a very good job. Wow, new driver in P number 4. His name is, oh boy. Is that Polish? No clue. Anyways, new driver joining the grid. Martinez, did he go to the back? Because why? No, that was Gavin Austin.
Hang on, we're not going green.
All right, well, through qualifying, let's take you to your starting grid. So at the moment, we're going to pull it up here in a second. All right. Get the grid out. All right. Starting in first for today's race, Zachary Trevino lines up on pole position with a 27.243. In second, it's Gavin Austin running strong with a 27.369, but Gavin Austin might have had to gone to the back. Starting in third, Nicholas Martinez Jr. Fourth, Kirill. Oh boy. Starting in fifth, Colby Duckworth. Sixth, Jackson Brown. Seventh, Tyler Helms. Eighth, Wyatt D. Thompson. Ninth, Peter Hoppy. 10th, Nicholas Rode. 11th, Wyatt Blair. 12th, Lee Winters. 13th, Lucas Crump. 14th, Trenton Wilken. And 15th is Chase George. Now, let's get back going with some racing here in the Universal iRacing Series. Pace truck pulled off to pit road, and we're getting ready to go back racing. Once again at Phoenix to kick off the weekend. Trevino up in the front row. Now entering the O'Reilly restart zone. Green flag is out from Phoenix, and we're underway. already all fanning out towards turn number 1. Trevino with Martinez underneath. Martinez trying to get clear. Trevino with the run on the outside. A little bit of chaos in the back. They're side-by-side racing for 5th. Jackson Brown hanging on the outside. Tyler Helms inside, trying to forge a run. Probably going to cut the dog leg. One in the wall. That might be Colby Duckworth. Duckworth, Martinez battling side-by-side as they go into turn number 1. That top side just seems to prevail every time we come to Phoenix in the Xfinity car, and whoa, into the wall. Colby Duckworth a little squirrely. Get it back going. So far clean, and it's been racing, and caution will fly. Chase George, Wyatt Blair. See what happened. Oh, one around Wyatt Blair. So we go into the corner. Chase George sends it in hard, gets into the 05, and it's just some contact, and it's what brought out the caution. Well, Trevino has led all 3 laps so far of this race as they meet up on the pace truck. It's been a race so far. Yeah, once again, we're under caution. Not much to talk about, I'll be honest. But, you know, let's actually run you through the points so we can see what exactly we are looking for in today's race. Let me go find the points real quick. Points. So yeah, in the Jones Racing Series, or Racing Stats Contender Series playoff standings, it's Trenton Wilken and Nicholas Martinez Jr. stood at the top of the board, tied for points, well, followed by Peter Hoppy and Wyatt Thompson. I think Wyatt Thompson's here, ain't he? Wyatt Thompson's here, right? No, yes he is. He's in 8th. And Peter Hoppy is in 3rd. He's currently in 6th. 3rd in points, 6th on the track. So those two looking decent, but Colby Duckworth just below the cut line. He is 8 points below the cut. And, you know, Colby is trying to find his way in, currently on the 2nd position. It's going to take a miracle to get into the Final 4. But it is going to be interesting, to say the least, for the rest of this race. Well, pace truck pulling off. Nicholas Martinez Jr. is going to take us back to the lead for this race. Trevino cycled back. Trevino is back into 14th. So Martinez is going to lead us to the green flag, followed by Colby Duckworth in 2nd. And new driver in the 95, driving tonight for a Supra, right there. Coming into the O'Reilly's restart zone, Colby Duckworth, Nicholas Martinez Jr. Firing off, Martinez with a jump. Probably going to scatter out, cutting the dog leg. Everyone getting single filed out, some not cutting. Going into turn number 1. We're filed out 3 wide. Just looks like a swarm of bees everywhere. Tyler Helms trying to peek to the outside of Gavin Austin. And Peter Hoppy scrubbing the wall a little bit on exit. Followed next to by Tyler Helms. Nicholas Rode on the underside of Peter Hoppy trying to challenge Tyler Helms in front as they all cut the dog leg. At top seems to have an advantage. We're too wide in front. Gavin Austin throws a little bit of a mini slider in front of the 95. 95's going to slot back in the line, but Jackson Brown wants a little bit of it. He tries to block, and they hit the wall. Just Gavin Austin buying his time. Colby Duckworth and Nicholas Martinez Jr. stay out towards the front, pulling away ever so slightly. And it's Nicholas Rode and Jackson Brown battling for the 4th spot, or 5th spot at the moment. Brown around the outside trying to get to him, and Nicholas Rode's a little loose. They roll towards turn number 3. Rode down on the inside, trying to get some motivation to get past the 90. Might swing down low here. Yes, he does. Brown and the 95 teammates, they stay together in line as they roll towards turn number 1. Helms swings around the outside of Nicholas Rode, and they're about to go 3 wide coming out of turn 2. They keep it 2 wide, and a couple cars into the wall. A lot of side-by-side racing action here at the moment. Couple cars deciding and opting to not cut the dog leg. Martinez is not pulling much of a gap on the cars. It starts at 4th here in this small little pack group is where the gap really is getting pulled, but Martinez, Duckworth, and Gavin Austin, they're all just staying in line and probably saving a little bit of tire at the moment. I would know Gavin Austin would be saving some tire. Nice looking flow racing machine right there. All over the place. Trenton Wilken, your points leader, coming out of turn number 2, trying to get around the 17 of Tyler Helms. Almost getting to the bottom, right behind the 95. Brown makes a move around the outside. And Trenton Wilken is going to cut down the dog leg and try and make up some ground. Down to the bottom, gets past the 95. Looking low on Brown. Helms looking to attack the 95. Coming off of turn number 2. A little bit of a run, and the 95 is going in the wrong direction. All single filed out. Trenton Wilken sends one down to the dog leg, though. Trying to get around Jackson Brown as they go towards turn number 1. Little bit of a slide job into turn number 1. Brown trying to cut underneath, but Trenton Wilken has the momentum and the position out of turn number 2. Wilken into the 4th spot, showing why he's the points leader. Trevino just doesn't seem like he's made up a lot of track position since pitting up in 12th. We'll see what he can do here. Wyatt Thompson with a little bit of rear end damage, and he's one of the cars that are above the cut line trying to stay in. Not good for him. Martinez starting to pull away from Colby Duckworth as Gavin Austin closes the gap on Colby. Just taking a moderate line, and Colby's just being aggressive with the tires, especially in the dog leg, and you can see it. It's just Gavin Austin peeking his left front underneath there just for a little bit of clean air. It seems to be working. A little bit of a shallower line from Gavin. Probably not taking it all. Run on the top, though. Martinez just being content on the bottom. Colby's trying to catch him. Trenton Wilken is chasing down your leaders. He's closed the gap a little bit, but we're starting to get spread out here at Phoenix. Tyler Helms hot into the corner. A little bit loose there. See that one. Yeah, burn up the tires a little bit right there. Yeah, Martinez still out in front, just trying to maintain a gap. Brown in a top 5 position at the moment. Trevino gets past Y.D. Thompson, making a move on Chase George down on the bottom. This is for the 10th position, and I think Trevino wants to try and move back up the order so he can get to the front. You know, he's not going to make the next round of playoffs, but they make contact! A little bit out of turn number 2. Gets into the quarter panel of Chase George and makes the pass going into turn 3. Thompson hot on his heels, though, into 3 and 4. Trevino wide, Thompson trying to swing it underneath. Back to the lead now. You just see the gap forming between Colby Duckworth, Gavin Austin, and Nicholas Martinez Jr. But Wilken, like I've said, he keeps closing the gap lap after lap. Makes you wonder how the tires are feeling on that number 1 car, because he has pulled down the gap 3/10 since the last time we talked about him, and he's gaining more and more by the lap. Martinez currently the fastest car on track. Just seems to have something rolling. And Gavin Austin really backing off in terms of lap time. Taking it really easy. It's a long game, a long night. Phoenix is one of those technical tracks you need to be on your game. Looks like there's a battle for 5th. Helms trying to challenge Jackson Brown to see its effectiveness. I do not know how effective it'll be, but Tyler Helms trying to pull a run down out of turn number 2. Possibly a bump going into 3. No, Helms swings it down to the bottom. Gets the run off on Brown out of turn number 4. Trying to find something. Helms goes wide, and Brown cuts the dog leg as they go towards turn number 1. Whoa, big loose. They're all just scrubbing their tires. Helms trying to get 5th, but it's tough. Trenton Wilken putting pressure on Gavin Austin. This would be for 3rd. And Austin goes a little wide. I think let's by Trenton Wilken. And Trenton Wilken takes the 3rd position away from Gavin Austin. Gavin Austin just might be struggling because no way he's off the pace that much. Last lap a 29.0. Martinez a 28.8. Now a 28.9. Just seems like Martinez is just maintaining that gap and no one's really saving tires on each other. Helms trying to get around Jackson Brown. Clearly the faster car. Out of turn 2 with some momentum. Tyler Helms down to the bottom of Jackson Brown as they go towards into turn number 3. Tyler down on the bottom trying to clear Jackson Brown out of 4. He barely clears him, and Tyler Helms takes the 5th position away from Jackson Brown. Gonna have to see if he's able to retain it going into 1, though. A little bit of a slide job. Brown cuts underneath Tyler Helms, but he keeps it wrapped around that yellow line, and Tyler Helms is gonna keep the 5th position out of turn 2. Colby Duckworth has closed the gap a little bit on Nicholas Martinez. Martinez a little indecisive as for what he wanted to do there, whether he wanted to cut the dog leg or if he wanted to stay on the racing surface. Kind of went with a mixed line. But Colby, he's putting the pressure on Martinez, and he's pushing. He's all over the place out of turn number 2. Martinez off of 4, just trying to play a little defensive, in Colby trying to play a little bit of dirty air game. Colby goes high, Martinez goes middle, a little bit of a slide line. It's a pretty high arc. Still just maintaining that gap. Colby I think he's getting down there too early. He's washing up towards the wall. I mean, he's gaining time, but so is Wilken. But Colby's gaining time on Nicholas Martinez, but I don't know if Martinez is pushing because he's playing a solid defensive line on the 15 of Colby Duckworth. Seems to be a little bit slower. But Colby's just not getting the corners he needs. And Martinez is just being really consistent. Hugging his tires right on that painted yellow line. It's what you got to do here at Phoenix. Helps out the rotation. Gets your left front a little extra grip. So the rest of your car follows too. And Wilken is hunting these two down. He ran about 2.5 tenths quicker than Nicholas Martinez Jr. on the last lap. So he's trying to gain time. It's just whether the tires are going to become a factor. We thought he was pushing earlier, but it didn't seem like he was to this point because he's still got really good tires. The times are there to prove it. And he just keeps catching Martinez and Colby. So we're going to see what the type of gap's going to be here in a couple of laps, as we're probably going to get some green flag pit cycles at some point within this race if we stay green. If the caution flies now, we could see a completely different outcome to this race. And Gavin Austin's picked up the pace a little bit. Trevino has as well. He's moved up into the 6th position behind Tyler Helms, both running 29.0s, whereas everyone else has fallen to the 29.1s, but Tyler and Zachary are the 29.0s right now. Got to think maybe Zachary took too long to try and push the issue up to the front because he's in 6th, yeah, but I don't know how them tires are looking because it got a 5-second gap to Tyler in front of you, and I don't know. But yeah, it's looking to be a 3-way battle for the lead here in Phoenix. Martinez just running them high lane, giving Colby a little bit of a tough time. High arc off the corner, trying to go for exit speed momentum. Let's go on board with one of the faster cars on track right now other than Zachary Trevino. Trying to take a peek to the inside. Colby wasn't able to make that one stick, but it was a promising move for the lead, but couldn't quite complete it. Big send down in the 3 and 4. Sacrificing a little bit of exit speed, but Colby, he's trying to punch his way into Martinez, but the tires, they're probably gone on that number 15 car. Just Martinez backing up his entries, doing a good job with that. So he's able just to set up his exit. Oh, Duckworth in there a little hot, almost into the back end. Trevino and Tyler Helms both trying to get to the front. Still the fastest cars on track. Everyone's fallen to about the 29.2s, 29.3s up in the front. But Trevino and Tyler Helms are knocking out 29.1 lap times. So if they can keep this up, likely going to have a shot maybe near the end of the run or Tyler Helms at least, to do something. Wilken trying to go down the inside of Colby Duckworth for second. Gets the move done, and he's in second position. Trenton Wilken, one of the faster cars on track right now, gets past Colby Duckworth and is now in the second spot. Will probably try and go challenge Nicholas Martinez. So Martinez, if he wasn't already, will probably start to put on the burners. We're going to have to see here, though. It could be closer than we think. Martinez do a 29.1 the previous lap. 29.2 right there. Wilken 29.14. So Wilken is still faster, but Martinez is still capable of those 29.1 lap times. But Wilken's really putting the pressure on. Wilken right behind Martinez. Same exit speed, but Wilken's just able to send it in that much harder. Wilken just following in line with Martinez, trying to see what kind of gap he can take. Martinez loose out of 2, but Wilken's loose, and they're both in the wall in turn number 2. The tires, they're gone. The grip, not there. They're both just trying to leg it out for the rest of this stint. It's who's going to bite first down pit road, but Wilken, I think, still has the better car. Close to the back end of Martinez. Martinez using that lower bank surface to try and rotate. Whoa, we're squarely out of turn number 2. Both of them almost into the wall. Martinez did hit the wall, but they're just losing it on corner exit. Right rear is gone, but they want to go at each other. Lucas Crump, your lap car in front, gonna force the leaders to go to a different line. Martinez has to go high behind the lap car. Wilken down low. They're side by side for the lead out of turn 2. Going 3 wide with a lap car. Almost beating quarter panels. Martinez will still survive, but that one was close, and it brought in Colby Duckworth. Wilken still really close behind Martinez. Just Martinez playing really, really defensive right now. Wilken just gets him in the center, but that exit is not there. It just seems like they both get loose into the wall. Almost Wilken is loose off that right rear. Trying to send it, trying to get all they can with the car. We're almost halfway done with this race, and it's gone green for the most part. Wilken goes down lower. Trying to find the bottom and make it stick. Washes up with an arc. Martinez is going to have to hold that low lane, and that exit speed will not be there. Wilken going into turn 3, might take a look down the inside, goes wide, decides not to follow the 48, and he's trying to get the run off of turn 4. All of this battling has brought in Colby Duckworth to try and get a battle with them too, but Trenton Wilken trying to go down to the bottom. They're side by side in 1 and 2. Wilken next to the 48 of Martinez. They're dooring each other. Close to contact out of turn 2. Martinez hangs on. Colby might have just been sitting back, letting these two battle. They've been wearing up their tires. So what's that going to do for the competition? Wilken takes the normal racetrack. Running another high lane. Trying to get the run off turn number 2. Martinez just eking him out. It's a 3-way battle for the lead, separated by 0.3. These cars just seem so equal right now that someone's trying to find an advantage. Martinez goes low, trying to find an arc line. Might open up the door for Trenton Wilken to get a little bit of exit speed. Finds a little bit more momentum down the back, but Martinez nonetheless pulled away. Martinez setting some solid corners here, starting to build the gap between him and Trenton Wilken. Martinez, Wilken, Duckworth, they've all put on a show so far, and we're halfway through this race. We're 50% done out of 100, coming to lap 51. Duckworth went in the wall a little bit there, had to get out of the throttle. It just seems like Wilken just rushes the center and is just not able to get that exit that Martinez is able to get as he gets into the wall slightly. Right rear quarter panel just scratching the wall out of turn 2. Wilken just keeps putting the pressure on Martinez, but he's just not making a move. Might get their center. Wilken, he's there, dives it in harder. Martinez, a mistake. Who's going to get it off of turn 4? They're racing each other. To the outside. Wilken puts it up to the wall. Who's going to have the exit momentum? Looking Martinez. They race off of turn 2. Wilken going to try and dive it down the inside. It's going to bring Colby into this. Martinez hangs on the outside. Wilken wasn't able to complete it. We have our first pit cyclers, Nicholas Road and Chase George right there. So the pit road cycle is here, and you can see the momentum already. So much more. Tires mean everything. Hard-fought battles here have brought these cars together. And look at Trevino, still the fastest car on track with a 29.0. Trying to find his way around Gavin Austin. Still has incredible tires before this pit cycle. Back to the lead, Chase George, a lap car trying to go by on the bottom. This is going to spruce things up. They're side by side with lap cars. Martinez going to send one down to the bottom. Wilken forced to go in the middle. Chase George is spicing up this battle for the lead. Road follows George. And the 48 still out in front. Trevino is pit. Ooh, I don't know about that one. You were so much faster than everyone else. You should have stayed out. Maybe he thinks that if he can just get the tires now, he can pull more time. But I don't know. You were the fastest on the track. By like tenths. Martinez building a gap to Trenton Wilken. This might be where we start seeing pit stop cycles. The lap cars separated Trenton Wilken and Martinez a little bit. Martinez just been really consistent. The top two are just almost identical in lap times. It's just one gains in one spot, the other gains in the other. Seems Gavin Austin's gone down pit road. Who's gonna pit when? That's the story. 48-1, running long. Colby Duckworth following the same strategy. I would expect that 15 to duck in and go pit. They're both pitting this lap. It's Wilken and Martinez as they go into pit road. Wilken there with Martinez. Duckworth in behind them. Trevino gets his lap back, trying to go find the leaders. Wyatt Thompson cycles to the front with the rear end damage. Hoppy staying out. These cars are playing the long run game. Martinez out of the pit road. Wilken gonna beat him out. Trenton Wilken to the lead of the race. Provisional lead. No, Trevino jumps them. Well, when he pitted, I mean, 4 laps on these tires. 4 laps older, and he jumps them to the lead. Trevino, your provisional leader. And the rest of these cars, like Jackson Brown, he's staying out. Brown might make it stick to the end. Only 29 laps on these tires. Gonna have to see what kind of gap that Jackson Brown can keep before these guys come to him. But Martinez swinging it down low on Tyler Helms. Trying to go for the lead back. He wants it down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Trying to get across Trevino. Trevino on the top, but he's not clear. And Martinez is back to the provisional lead spot. Trevino just better save his tires, because that's going to be your only saving grace. I wonder if Brown can go to the end on this tire strategy. Wilken actually gets past the group behind him. Wilken and Martinez pushing the front. A lot of these drivers through this green flag run have found some success, and it just seems like Martinez and Wilken fire off so good, but Zach's speed definitely comes later in the run. Gavin Austin making a move 3 wide on the bottom. Able to make it stick down on the bottom. Trevino trying to go up high on Helms. Pushing Austin down into 3. Keeping side by side with Tyler Helms out of 4. They're still side by side in turn 1. Helms pulls a little bit of a slide job, keeps it in front for turn 2. Duckworth right behind Trevino. A little bit of a blink from the number 15. Duckworth going low on Trevino. Trying to go for Tyler Helms too. Martinez still running incredibly fast laps at the moment, as he has taken the lead here. Some of these cars probably saving their tires for the end. That's what's going to need to happen. Wilken into the wall. Martinez almost too. Battle for fifth, for fourth. It's going to be Duckworth swinging it to the bottom on Helms, trying to get a little bit of a slider into 1 and 2. Hangs the middle, doesn't let Tyler cross him over. Duckworth holding strong out of turn 2. Helms probably searching for the bottom going into turn 3. Down to the bottom, it's Tyler Helms trying to set his sights on the 2 car of Gavin Austin, but around the outside once again is Colby Duckworth. Pulling it strong. Neither cut the dog leg. And into 1, it's Colby running up high on the track, but he's cleared him, and he has the exit momentum. Battle for 7th. Thompson, George. Both fighting at it. Chase George lets this one go. And, oh, he's in the wall with the right rear quarter panel. Fine, we keep it going. But Martinez catching up on them. Martinez has been the dominant car of the night by far. Definitely, he's led the most laps so far. Has had an incredible race. Trying to capitalize on it, but he still has work to do. He did start on the pole. No, Trevino started on the pole, but he started close, didn't he? He started in where did he start? I don't remember. All I know is he is, good on the racetrack at the moment. Did a 28.717. Wilken last time by a 28.938. Might be saving a little bit of tire. Gavin Austin, same round. Colby Duckworth about the same, a little falling off more. Tyler, mega time off. But Trevino's right behind Helms, and he's running a 28.766. See what it would be this time by with him pushing off corner exit. 28.889. With a Martinez going a 28.948. So Trevino is the fastest car other than Wyatt Thompson on the track right now. But Thompson's so far back, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, all green flag timed out. It's been only one caution this race, and it came on lap number 2. Fighting into 3 and 4, which is a common dive bomb spot. But we haven't seen any of that past those first couple laps. So we've kept it green, and it's just allowed Martinez to use the race pace to pull away the entire time. Wilken still just falling a little behind in terms of lap time. But Trevino goes into 5th on Helms. Trevino picking up the pace. Helms tries to cross over, but Trevino out of turn 2, hits the wall a little bit, but keeps all of his momentum. Now he wants to go chase down Colby Duckworth for the 4th spot. way out in front. Let's go on board with him. Hoppy gets out of the way. Wants nothing to do with it. Have a battle for third. Gavin Austin, Colby Duckworth. Trevino starting to come into the picture. Trevino, fastest car on track. Trevino at the wall. Nothing much to be said about this race. It's just been a long green flag run. Pure pace shown by the 48 in this Xfinity car. And he's just pulled away. Trenton Wilken has had nothing for him. The two tied points leaders. Just Wilken has had nothing for him. And Gavin Austin, I mean, he's not doing much either. The only one that would be a threat right now, I would say Zachary Trevino, considering he's running close to the same lap times as your leader. So I don't think he'll get up there before the end of the race, but if there's a yellow that flies, he's there to steal it. They would all likely pit, but he's there. Not a bad run, though. Getting into the top 5, you know, trying to find your way around into 4th behind Colby Duckworth. Wouldn't call it a bad day. Side by side, going into turn 1. Trevino trying to go for 4th. Mini arc, holding it tough to the bottom, not allowing Colby Duckworth to get the run. Duckworth a little bit of a run, but going into turn 3, I think Trevino's completed the pass. Almost to the back bumper. Trevino a little wide, but he still retains the 4th position. Now he's set his sights on Gavin Austin, going for 3rd. right by each other. Down to the back bumper. Trevino just, I think the one thing he has in 3 and 4 is he widens the arc for 3 and 4 to get the runoff off the corner, and it sets him up for the dog leg and just allows him to get monster runs like that right behind Gavin Austin. That's been his passing tool all night. And he's just like anybody else in 1 and 2. Maybe might gain a little bit of time, which he has on Gavin Austin. But in 3 and 4, he's just so effective at generating the runoff and setting himself up for 1 and 2. Coming back at Gavin Austin, a little wide. Not going to take the cut. To the outside. Cut him off a little bit, Gavin Austin. Right behind him, Trevino trying to work an exit off turn number 2. Making a little bit of a run back on Gavin Austin. Austin a little bit of the wall. So is Trevino. They're following each other. Austin a little harshly up the track. Trevino's going to gain that exit speed, and here he comes towards turn 1. Austin cuts right with him to defend. Into turn 1. They're side by side. Trevino down low, Austin up high. Trevino's clear. They make contact, and Trevino will go for 3rd. Might not be over, though. Gavin Austin might want a little bit of a payback. 3 and 4. Trevino, he's just able to pull away. Could have been so much more of a contender today. Just unfortunate. Yeah, he is the fastest car on track. It's a shame he won't get there in time. We're at 6 to go in this race, and Martinez, absolutely nobody in the rearview mirror. Let's go look. I guarantee you. You see Trenton Wilken way back just coming off of turn 2. He is that far in front. It's like there's no way that he's going to catch him at all. That gap just keeps building lap by lap. Wyatt Blair riding in the 05. Lets Martinez by. Trevino is pulled away from Gavin Austin. Still the fastest car on track by a lot. By over a tenth. Over a tenth, he's the fastest car on track. He's just not able to make up that ground. It's too late. 4 to go here in Phoenix. Coming to 3 to go at the line. Three to go. Wilken nowhere to be found. Trevino trying to hunt down 2nd, but like I keep saying, time is not there. Not enough. Colby Duckworth getting hunted by Tyler Helms a little bit. Doesn't seem like the gap is there. But Colby is hunting for Gavin Austin, though. With 3 to go, maybe he could snatch a 4th position, as your podium is pretty much set. 2 to go at the line. Martinez takes the 2 to go. Martinez easing it around this track. Nothing to worry about. You're over 4 seconds ahead. This is what happens when you get a green flag run. You see the victory margin increase by a lot. Martinez takes the white flag this time by. He has led most of this race from start to finish. It's been just pure dominance out of that number 48 car for Kimura Motorsports. Down out of turn 2, down the backstretch for the final time. into 3 and 4. He has conquered the desert in Phoenix. Martinez is going to the championship and wins in Phoenix. Trenton Wilken will also go to the championship. Trevino misses out. Gavin Austin was not in the running. Colby Duckworth finishes 5th. Helms across the line in front of Jackson Brown. They kill each other. Might have been a little bit of tempers, but Martinez picks up the win at Phoenix. What a drive. What a drive from the 48. Unbelievable consistency. Was just extremely fast the entire time. Unbelievable win from Martinez. Martinez celebrating. Making it to the championship 4 and coming off a lot of momentum. We burn it down. Martinez, your winner of the Season 5 Phoenix race. And once again, he makes it to the championship round. Going to be really happy about that one. This looks to be your championship 4. Peter Hoppy, Nicholas Martinez Jr., Wyatt Thompson, and Trenton Wilken. Your championship lineup is set. Wyatt Thompson doing a little bit of a burnout. Not sure what's going on here, but it might be for some photos, if I had to guess. Lining up back to back. Bumping into each other. What's going on here? Man, what is this? I got no clue what's going on. What are they doing? A victory lap? Like, what is this? Yay, they come back to the start-finish line. They do a victory parade. Woohoo! Your championship 4 drivers. Just going to have to sit here and wait until they get done. Peter might be blowing up. Got smoke coming from that number 60. Okay, well, Trevino finished third today, so we're going to bring him up for an interview. Zachary Trevino, you're only one in the waiting room, so we're going to bring you up for an interview. You know, you finished third place here today, and, you know, obviously you're not making the championship for, but, you know, you seem like you had a really fast car in the long run. Just what more did you need to catch the leaders?
Man, I tell you what, that number 05 Napa Supra was really fast today. I feel like if we had one more stint, I feel like I would have gone to them. I mean, my car was really, really fast. I feel like I was the fastest car on track today.
You were. You were the fastest for a lot of the late runs.
Yeah, no. If I didn't ever get that EOL, which was completely my fault at the beginning of the race, I probably would have contended for the lead or won the race maybe.
Yeah.
But,
well,
yeah, just needed an extra stint there.
Yeah, well, you know you actually had the fastest laps, or was setting faster laps in that first stint by about 3/10 a lap. So, you were a lot faster than the leader. You know, obviously, like I said, your championship hopes end here tonight. But what are you looking forward to for next season?
I'm gonna come back a new team next season. Be driving for Max Ford, I believe. Yeah, just next year we'll try again, but we're really looking forward to Cup tomorrow and just the championship overall for Cup. So that's all that matters.
All right. Well, thank you, Zach. You ran a great race. I mean, really, I'm looking forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah. Can I shout out my hus's girlfriend?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, I want to thank Chase George and my girlfriend and Nicholas Road.
Is your girlfriend watching?
Fuck no.
I thought so.
I ain't gonna make her watch this shit, bro.
So you're not Christian Zarate?
All right. Nope. Hell no.
All right. See you later.
Wait. All right. See ya.
See ya. Next, we're going to go to your second place finisher, also making the championship round, Trenton Wilken. Get your ass out of the booth. All right, going next to Trenton Wilken. Trenton Wilken, you finished second here today, and you make it to the championship four. How do you feel about today's race? It just seems like you were always just the second best car today.
Well, I feel like on the first run, we probably had best cars, just had to use it up in this dirty air. Probably could have, but it's just he was running the right lines, and then coming out, we had a good pit stop. Came out in front of him, and then I don't know why Tyler wanted to come up the track. That got us wheel damage, so we were just we knew we weren't going to win the race at that point off of just, Cup teammate creating wheel damage. Love that.
So, I'm sensing a little bit of angst between you and Tyler. How's that going to affect your championship race next week?
Oh, we'll move on from it, and hopefully we have a fast Toyota Supra out there. Race for a win, hopefully get the win the championship. I felt like we came out very strong in this second half of the season, especially start with the playoffs. So I feel like we raced these tires clean most of the time, especially being teammates on the Cup side. So I think it was just a racing deal, but still, obviously not going to be happy with coming out technically default leader of the race between me and Nick, and then that happening. But I think we have some good speed that could possibly bring out the Homestead and contend up there to possibly win the championship.
All right. Well, speaking of championship rounds, just how confident are you at Homestead about the Xfinity car? Because obviously some drivers just have some tracks they favor.
I would say it's one of my middle ground. Sometimes I'm really good, sometimes I don't. It just all depends temperature and sometimes just setup. It's one of the few ovals I have won on a league, so it's accurate. I have some good confidence. It's just making sure we tune it in on the long run and make sure we're not burning up tires and just figuring out what's going to be best for us. Maybe not laying down a heater at the beginning, but just managing, staying clean, keeping out possibly in clean air, and then just knowing that tire's going to mean a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely the keys for Homestead. Well, you make it to the championship 4. Thank you for doing this interview, Trenton Wilken. Celebrate your P2 and your championship berth tonight, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Next up, we're going to go to your race winner, Nicholas Martinez Jr. Nicholas Martinez Jr., you dominate the race tonight. How does this do you for the championship next week?
It does me great, man. I'm really happy. I haven't dominated like that since Auto Club last year in Cup, and that was just really fun to do again. I don't know what I've been doing all season. I just haven't been the same driver as I was last year, but I mean, today I just felt like I know I had a really good car under my I had a really good car, and I don't know. It just felt really good all race, and I knew I could win.
Well, speaking of winning, what do you think your odds of winning next week are?
We'll just have to see. I'm more of a driver that adjusts rather than goes out and practices like fucking. Oh, my bad, I swear. But I'm more of a driver that adjusts compared to a driver that just practices and practices. I like to make moves on the fly rather than try to predict what's going to happen, if that makes sense.
So you're just an adaptive type. Okay. Well, you do. I don't know how many laps you led tonight. What'd you lead? You led
89.
89 laps. That is,
Yes,
I think, that's the second most dominant Contender Series victory of all time, I think. So, that's crazy. So, honestly, a hat's down to that. Honestly, is there anything you would have changed about the race? Maybe to win more?
Yeah, I would have had Chase George up in the booth calling out Jackson Brown's, what's it called? Damn, what is it called again? What's that rule called? He went below the yellow line really early, and he didn't call it until like
the
5 laps after.
You guys were using that rule?
Yeah, and I probably would have led. Well, I would have led more laps if he had done something about it, but he didn't. So gotta take what you can get.
A little bit of scrutiny from race officials. All right, well, you finished first here today with a dominating victory. And, it seems like you have a lot of momentum going into next week. I hope to see you next week, and we're going to let you go here. So, celebrate your win tonight, and, celebrate your playoff berth or your championship berth.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, well, we're going to get your next two Final Four drivers in here to round off the night, which are Peter Hoppy and Wyatt Thompson. Who finished? Wyatt Thompson finished in front of Peter Hoppy, so we're going to bring in Wyatt Thompson first. So, Wyatt Thompson, hi. You make it to the championship 4. Not an incredible race or showing tonight, but you do make it to the championship 4. How do you feel about next week?
I feel really good about next week. Probably gonna, actually practice. I felt very good about that race. I had some back end damage. I was still able to keep plenty of pace. I feel I was happy with the way my car was handling, and the patience that the car was taking was just something else with the back end damage.
Speaking of pace, Martinez doesn't really believe in practicing. So, how do you think you practicing is gonna give you an advantage on the competition?
I probably won't. Let's be real. Martinez is just too fast. Martinez is fast, and I know that me and Peter will probably be close together, and I don't remember who else made the top 4.
Trenton.
Yeah, Trenton. Yeah, so it's going to be a battle between Trenton and Martinez up front, and then me and Peter fighting for last place back there. It's all going to be that's how it's going to go down.
Give yourself some grace. You made the championship 4. All right. Well, you have anyone you want to thank for tonight's race and or just the season in general?
I want to thank all my teammates on Mach 5 Racing for kind of putting me in this position, kind of keeping me cool during some of the races. I know I had some rough times, but we kept it together. UIS has been a really great league this season with Xfinity. ARCA was pretty good, and the Cup Series. I don't like the Cup car, but UIS is doing a good job with it. So I appreciate y'all for putting on a good admin team.
So would you compare yourself to ice cream? You have to be in the cold, or you Or when you get hot, you melt yourself. Is that what I'm getting here?
I like hot tracks.
That's not the analogy I'm making, but.
Ah, man.
Oh,
I don't know. I gotta be somewhat in the right conditions to win, but to be running half decent, I can be anywhere.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go. Congratulations on your P7 result tonight, and also making the championship round for next week. So we hope to see you.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you for the stream.
No problem. As long as Chase George pays me. And then we got Peter Hoppy last. Your last transfer spot to the championship race, and he finishes P9 tonight. Peter Hoppy, welcome to the UIS booth. How do you feel about next week? I'm going to ask everybody, how do you feel about next week? What do you think your odds going into the weekend are to win and take the championship here in the Contender Series?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty decent at Homestead. I finished third there in the Cup Series. Finished, ironically, second in the Truck Series. If you didn't race, I would have won. I like Homestead. I think it's a good chance for me to try to sneak one away, try to defend the title.
Yeah, try and sneak one away like you did last season. Completely different car.
Yeah, well,
to give viewers a backstory, we switched to the Xfinity cars this season, and last season we were using the trucks, and Peter Hoppy took it all last season. So a previous Contender Series champion looking to go for a repeat.
Yeah, and still haven't won a race.
Yeah.
But here I am again.
Yeah, same consistency, same story going into the race weekend. Well, even if you don't win the race, honestly, you've had I would say, a decently well-accomplished season. Honestly, some things can be better, and that goes for everyone. But, how do you feel, just being able to come out here and give, a level of competition or a display of skill that, allows you to even compete in these championships season to season?
Honestly, I feel like, I don't know, I feel pretty good. I've had a pretty good season so far. I had a couple unfortunate races. But, yeah, Martinez is definitely the one to beat, I will say. Maybe maybe I'll just bump and run him and wreck him. I don't know. But
No, that doesn't
Tyler
work
Holmes?
against me. That doesn't work against me. I'll just park it on you. Never works.
yeah,
for me.
it's okay. I've made some enemies anyways.
Yeah, watch out.
but-
He'll come from 5 car lengths back and punch you.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm feeling good.
To the Tyler Holmes.
It's my last season running, so trying to finish strong and bring one back to 50-50 again. Go back to back.
Well, you got any people you want to thank or sponsors you want to thank today?
Want to thank Chase George, my team owner, for giving me these chances to run. He's been really good to me. We've had a good partnership going. Want to thank you for broadcasting. You're doing an amazing job. We love it. Yeah, just can't wait to get back in the car and do it again.
All right, looking for a repeat championship. Peter Hoppy finished his P9 tonight, but looking for another championship tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next week on Friday. Well, that's going to wrap up all the interviews tonight here from Phoenix, Arizona. It was quite the race tonight, if I have to say so. We obviously saw a lot of dominance from Martinez and, some frequent battles between cars beyond that. It just seems like, Wilken, after the wheel damage, just fell off and couldn't quite get there to the level of Martinez. And obviously Martinez pulled away. So thank you all for tuning into the Jones Racing Setups Contender Series race here tonight at Phoenix for the cutoff race to the Championship 4. I will see you next week, and I am Jake Quill in the booth, and I'm signing off tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Good.